Hi YouTubers, and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'll show you how to install HashiCorp Nomad on your machine. What is HashiCorp Nomad? If you don't know, it is alternative of the Kubernetes software, but it has some benefits, which are that it has intuitive user interface and it has an ability to run services on premise. And I think that it has much more benefits than that, but this is enough for the intro. So let's begin with the process. What you need is to have installed Vagrant with VirtualBox. If you don't know how to use Vagrant and VirtualBox, I'll put the video somewhere here which explains this in details. So if you need, you can check it. Here I have two files. The first one is the Vagrant file, which we will need to prepare our virtual machines or nodes. The second one is instructions file, which we will need to install Nomad and configure it, and PuTTY, which is my SSH client. For all of this, I'll put the links in the description, so don't forget to check it and download it. Okay, let's review the Vagrant file and what we have here. Here we have script which will prepare 4 nodes for our purposes. The first 2 nodes will be server nodes which will prepare the cluster, and the second 2 nodes will be client nodes which will prepare the client on which you can run the jobs. So one thing that you have to give an attention here is that you have to have 4 gigs of RAM and 4 CPUs. It will be enough to follow me step by step in the process. Okay, let's close this and open the instructions file. What we have here is step-by-step installation of the Nomad and configuration. So here is download the packages and install Nomad. After that, we have some work in the configuration of the nodes. For every node we have a different configuration. After that, we have to install Docker on our client servers, and after that we'll run one example job on our client servers. Okay, so we'll use the second network in our nodes, which is host only network, because if you check the VirtualBox and see the network tab, you'll see that we have 2 interfaces. The first one is not network, and the second one is the host only network. We will use the host only network, which is ETH1 interface with this IP address. Of course, for node 2 the IP address is 112, for node 3 is 113, and for node 4 is 114. The server configuration is here. We have expectations that we will have 2 nodes for cluster every time, and here just count the IP address of the every node of the cluster. For the client configuration, the difference is we have to provide the IP address of the cluster that we want to connect, and of course the network interface via which up and run our Docker containers. Okay, something else is the data center. As you can see, we have 2 data centers in this case, which are This is server for the cluster. This is server 1, and this is server this is client for the client part. Okay, now let's start with the real work. I'll close this for now, and I'll create one folder on the desktop, name it Nomad, and put the Vagrant file in it. Here I'll write cmd and open it, and here I'll write Vagrant app, which will prepare our 4 nodes. The process will take some time, so I will fast forward the video and we'll see each other when it's completed. Okay, now Vagrant is ready with our 4 nodes, so we can close this and this. So let me check that the nodes are up and running in the VirtualBox. As you can see, here we have 4 nodes which are up and running. Okay, let's connect to them. I will use putty for this and pre-prepared configuration. As I said, the IP address is 192.168.56.111.2.114. For your case, it will be the same. Open. Yes. The user is Vagrant, and the password is the same. Connect to node 2. Node 3. And node 4. Okay. Now let's open the instructions file and start with Nomad Installation. Okay, the first step is to install Nomad and needed packages. Copy and paste. Okay, copy, paste on every node. Okay, now Nomad is installed, but we have to do some configuration of the nodes before run it. Okay, the configuration of the first node. Let's open the configuration, which appears here. and I'll just delete with Ctrl K whole configuration and copy and paste this one in the same place. Ctrl X, yes, enter. Let's go to node 2. Ctrl K. Copy, paste, Ctrl X, yes, enter. And the same procedure for node 3 and node 4. Okay, we are ready with the configuration. Now let's download and install Docker for our clients with this command. Our clients are node 3 and node 4, so only for both. This will take some time, so I'll fast forward the video. Okay, now we are ready with the installation of the Docker. Let's now start the service on every of our client nodes. Here it wants authentication. The password is Vagrant. And on the second node, Vagrant. And let's check that everything is okay. Here, yes. And here again, yes. Okay. Control C for exit. Okay, now next step is to run the Nomad service on every of the nodes. First, you start with the first node, of course. Okay, let's try it again. Copy, paste, authentication, okay. Background. And here, background. Okay. Same here. And here. Okay. Now it's time to check that everything works fine. So let's run one browser and type 192.168.56.111.46.46. This is our first node. Okay, no jobs, but let me check the servers. We have two servers, node 1 and node 2, as you can see. they are in the cluster, so everything is fine with them. Let's check the clients. 2 clients in 1 data center. Super, everything looking good. And now it's time to run our example job. So I'll go to jobs and here run job, and just copy and paste this HCL format script. Click one and run. Now we are waiting, and as you can see we have a job in our jobs which run 2 allocations on our 2 client nodes. As you can see, we have an allocation in our client node 3, and again another one in our client node 4. Okay, let's check what we have. Here is the IP address where you can check it. We have hello world on the first node and the same on the second client node, which is 4th node in our case. Okay. Something else what you can do is to just if you want to change something, let's say go to definition, edit, and Control A, delete all, paste, and now let's change the count of the allocation that we want and put 1 allocation, and let's change the string with hello Nomad plan and run. As you can see, we have version 0, and now we have version 1 with only 1 allocation, which is on our node number 3. Let's check it. Number 4, node number 4. And here we have hello Nomad. If you want, you can check node number 3, but here we have nothing. Okay. Something else that I want to show you here is that we have Docker container run by Nomad on our bot client servers. So let's check it. Docker ps, and here you can see that sorry, I have to use sudo. And as you can see, we have a container running on 5678 port, and on the 4th node the situation is the same. So docker ps, of course with sudo, but here we don't have container because as you remember we have only one allocation. If now I change the definition and copy the task, the job, edit, and here just stay like this, click one, wait a little bit, okay, and now we have two allocations. Still the second is not healthy, but yes, now it's healthy. And let's check the containers. Okay, as you can see on the third node we have a container, and on the fourth node we also have a container, so we have two locations. If you want more information, you can ask me in the comments or on my social network. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share.